everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, and in today's video I'm going to talk about shoes and cruising. So I'm in the middle of organizing all my stuff for our cruise in a little over 2 weeks, and shoes have always been, hard for me to pinpoint as to which ones I want to bring and to narrow it down to not bringing a ton. Now, I've never been tempted to bring, 20, 30, 40, or even 50 pairs of shoes like I have heard some people. In fact, I was reading a blog the other day, and these two girls went on a 7-day cruise, and between the two of them, they had 52 pair of shoes. One of them had 22 pair of shoes, and the other had 30. Now, I don't know about you, but in 7 days, I'm not going to be wearing 22 pairs of shoes. I don't even know if I'll wear 10. So before I go show you my choice of shoes I have chosen, I want to share a shoe story with you. So a few years ago, my mom and we were cruising, and it was the first time that we'd ever been in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And we got off the ship, and we knew it was going to be kind of a yicky day. Probably we're going to get caught in some rain. So I did not wear the Birkenstocks that I always wear. I am a Birkenstock woman. I have bad feet, and to me, Birkenstocks are like an orthotic. But because of the cork, they don't do too well in heavy rain or at the beach or places like that. So I have alternative shoes. Well, the Birkenstocks do make rubber shoes that you can wear to the beach or the pool, and I had a pair of those. But the problem is these particular pair of shoes were quite old. So we get off the ship and we start walking, and it starts to rain, and it's not a big downpour yet, but it was pretty heavy. And then my shoe broke. I was not getting back on that ship to go get another pair of shoes. So I tried to walk in them, but there was no way. So I had one shoe on, one shoe off that I was carrying. So I thought, well, maybe there's a store or something that I can, buy a cheap pair of shoes that'll just get me through the day. So I saw a couple people come, and I, tried to ask them for help, but nobody spoke English, or at least they acted like they didn't speak English. And finally, there was this one gentleman that we started to pass, and I said, excuse me, I said, but do you speak English? He says, yes. He was an American, so we did not have any communication issues. But I proceeded to ask him about if he knew if there were any shoe stores, and he said, yep, there was a Payless Shoes a couple blocks away, gave us directions, went up there, bought me a pair of shoes, and I went on about the day. The next port we were in was St. Thomas. Now, since my beach shoes were all messed up, and this particular excursion we were going on like a beach shopping whatever, I needed to have something I could wear to the beach. Again, I can't wear my good Birkenstocks. So I had to revert to my tennis shoes, which my feet do not like to be closed in all day. So I was not too happy about that, but at least I had some shoes. So we were at the shopping area, and my mom and I were standing at the corner trying to figure out where we wanted to go next. And this guy approaches us, and he looks me in the eye. He was so rude. I could not believe he said this. And he says to me, why do you stupid Americans have to wear tennis shoes all the time? And then he walked off. I was like, okay. He just wanted to give somebody some grief that day. He wanted somebody to be sad. And so he picked on me. And I was a little frustrated at first because I was like, seriously? If you knew my story, but of course, if he knew my story, he wouldn't care anyway. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. Very rude person. But back to my dilemma of what shoes I'm going to bring on this cruise. I'm going to take you back in my staging area and show you what I have picked out so far. All right, so my trip is going to start off with an airplane ride Yep, this time I am flying in because my husband is not going on the cruise with us this time. And I have had blood clots. I've had a PE and a DVT. And so when I fly, I have to wear um, compression socks. Now they fit me like they're supposed to on my leg, but I have really small feet, and they're ginormous on my feet. So I have to wear something that's closed in, or it looks really funny. If I was to wear Birkenstocks with a pair of compression socks, it would look real dorky. And I know I'm a dork, but I don't like to look like a dork. So anyway, I have chosen these shoes to wear on the plane. And they probably will not come with me on the actual cruise. So I'm wearing these. Mentioned before, I need to have some beach shoes. And so I'm going to bring these. I'm not normally a Crocs person, but seriously, the Tapping Flamingo, I could not turn these down. And they were actually on sale. They were 50% off. So I got a pretty good deal on them. And I was surprised. They're actually pretty comfortable. So these are my, if it rains, when we're going to the beach, to the pool, whatever. And I don't think they're going to break. So I was happy about that. Of course, we have Elegant Night. I am wearing a black dress one night, and the next night I have a pink dress, and I'll be wearing black accessories, so these will go perfectly. And I also have a pair of black, they're green pants, and they have black in them with a black top. So those will do triple duty. And then, of course, always need to bring some type of a tennis shoe. I'm planning on doing the rope course on our ship, and so you have to have closed-in shoes. Something that's on my bucket list is a zip line. I don't think we're going to have the opportunity to do it this time, but just in case, I'll have these. And I also am going to be walking the track. So I need to have some good support tennis shoes. So here's my dilemma. Do I really need to bring both of these shoes? Well, I would just bring these, but I'll be honest with you. These are pretty comfortable, but they're not going to be comfortable enough for me to wear all day in port. And so then I'm like, well, what about these? Well, here's my problem with this. They go with most of my clothes except for two outfits, and I'm not really for sure that they will really go. Here's one shirt. I guess it goes okay. And then the other shirt I have is pink, and I'm not really for sure if it will go. And does it even really matter? I don't know. Should I take them both? I guess it all depends when I start packing if I have enough room for them or not. So anyway, how many pairs of shoes do you bring? Are you one of these people who love to bring 50 pairs of shoes? Do you bring a medium amount, like I have 6 pair here? Or are you good just with 1 pair of shoes or 2 pair of shoes? My husband, he's lucky. Guys are lucky. He brings a pair of tennis shoes and his dress shoes, and that's it. He doesn't even bring beach shoes of any kind. So they're lucky. But anyway, let me know what you do. And what's your opinion? Should I bring them both? Should I bring this pair, this pair? Anyway, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. And mostly, I want you all to have a wonderful day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo signing out for now. Bye-bye.